In Nebraska, over 150,000 high school students participate in Nebraska School Activities Association sports and activities every year. Countless studies show that students participating in education-based activities can help develop many positive lifelong skills. But there is another story, an untold story, of students right here in Nebraska that have faced unimaginable obstacles and discrimination while participating in sports and activities. We visited Schuyler Central High School to listen to their students, athletes, administrators, and school board members. Just like every community, school, and student across Nebraska, they have a story. They have hopes, dreams, and goals. But most of all, they just want to be treated equally. Over the past 3 decades, Nebraska's population continues to become more diverse. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, from 2000 to 2010, Nebraska's racial and ethnic minority population increased by 50.7%, while the white population had less than 0.5% increase. Most families are coming to Nebraska communities for the same reasons and dreams immigrant families have for over 150 years.
You know, we understand that there's an opportunity to go out and show that that's a very positive thing.
Grew up here, 1984 graduate, proud of that, and seen a lot of changes in this community. And even though we've seen so many changes over the last few years, many things really haven't changed. Our population has changed, but my ancestors came here for the same reason that we see people moving here today. They want a better life for their kids and for themselves. And the difference maybe 40 years ago, 2 individuals sitting on a park bench were talking Czech or German. Those same things happen today. They might be talking Spanish or French or something else.
Cultural diversity continues to expand within communities and schools across Nebraska. Unfortunately, students representing diverse communities and schools during high school competitions have been faced with an increase of discrimination before, during, and after competitions.
They're not just targeting kids, they're also targeting the parents. One misconception that there is all Latinos or African Americans of first generation are undocumented immigrants. That's false. Most of our population is documented. Most of our kids in the school system are born in the state of Nebraska.
Some of it could be with regard to cheers that are presented at different activities. Example might have been a couple years ago at state soccer, kids competing, yet cheers being said like, build a wall or, things of that nature.
I've seen our kids get spit on. I've heard them called racial comments.
Well, we were at a basketball game and we were getting hated on pretty good by the opposing crowd from signs in the stands and everything.
A teammate from another school looked at us, and because most of our color is Latino and stuff like that, he actually came up to one of our runners and he just asked him if he wanted papers, I guess he was joking around, but it was kind of like, when we first heard it, it was kind of like, whatever, he's kind of messing around, but as time went on, he kept repeating it.
Over the past year, Nebraska education associations have band together to call attention to the unacceptable actions that minority students, schools, and communities have endured. This story is not about political division, rather than schools raising the bar of expectations to treat all with respect and dignity.
I think it starts at home. It starts with the parents teaching their kids about what's going on in the real world. If you don't have those tough conversations at home and the kids are just talking amongst each other, a lot of times the information that they're relaying, it's just not accurate at all.
Take a walk in the halls, step into a classroom. You'll find that it's no different than any other district.
Schuyler is very cultural. There's very many ethnicities here, so it's nice to say like, oh, I'm from a school that's very we treat others like how we always want to be treated.
People don't know what Schuyler is, but when you see a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of fans there that actually they care about you, they know who you are, They support you. It feels nice.
People don't see us the way we see ourselves. When I look at my classmates, I look at them as my classmates. I look at them as just like me. We get the same teachers, we get the same education, we're playing the same sports on the same team.
If change is going to happen, it must start on an individual level. And perhaps the best way to change an individual's mind is for a group to lead the way.
To do some community hours, you never want to do that alone. So you bring friends along with you, and then those friends bring other friends along, and then it's like a big group thing. It's a win-win.
Be a human being. I've learned that from a person I respect a lot, and I use it on my daily life. You know, if you see a kid that is struggling because of a language barrier or because people aren't just being nice to them, then you stand up and you do what's right.
Coaches and administrators and adults have to be willing to take a stand.
Kindness. It's a word that doesn't get used often enough in this world. And yet athletics give us maybe the best opportunity to show and express kindness to others. The spirit of competition should not overpower the fact that we should all be more kind and thoughtful to those around us.
We have an opportunity at the school level to be a positive influence on our kids. Most kids will have a teacher that they look up to throughout their life. And it just takes that one teacher to have a positive impact on a kid for that kid to perceive life in a different way.
The focus is on the competition, and once the competition is over, we're all different. Let's all get along and know that we did our best. I think that's what great sportsmanship looks like.
To sit in the classroom and talk with students, teachers, and administrators of Schuyler Central and other communities like it, you'll realize quickly just how similar we all are, and that competition and kindness can coexist.
The biggest teachers are our kids. Our examples are what they say, oh, this is acceptable or it's not. So again, if we draw that line and set the tone, I think that's where we need to be.